The Montana Stockgrowers Foundation cattle drive started about 5 years ago, and it really came from the concept of giving Montana producers the chance to do a steer feed out to where they could get information back either from a gain standpoint or carcass value standpoint, and to have some fun with it and to be able to say who really does have the best steer in Montana that gains the best or has the best carcass value.
So the program works by we get donors to donate a steer, and they get delivered to central pickup points around Montana, and then they're delivered here to the Yellowstone Cattle Feeders yard at Shepherd. And when they come in here, they're processed just like they would be at any other feed yard. They're given shots, they're ID'd. We brand them with the Montana Stockgrower Foundation brand. That's how the program has evolved, and the idea is to get more cattle every year so that we can fund more programs. We think that we can add value to people's livestock by them participating in this program, by getting them the individual data back. They can see feedlot performance, they can see how the cattle grade and yield on the rail.
We're honored and we're humbled that we get to do this here. You know, as this program has gotten going, it's been in different locations, but it's been really a great thing bringing it here, and we can help bring this to really almost another level and really give as much exposure to these Montana producers and bring in some new concepts to be able to get local processors involved as well as some of our local restaurants. And it's really generated a lot of excitement.
Having a steakhouse and a chef that is interested in doing the best that we can with the best that our neighbors can provide us with is just it's really cool. There's some awesome things happening, and it's just, like I said, it's kind of an obvious progression for us to be involved and have some say even in the type of food that I get to serve in my restaurants to my customers, and I get to talk to them about it and get their input, and I get to be part of the process and give that information back to the producers.
To me, that whole process is tremendously important. Anybody can go to the grocery store or Costco or Sam's Club and just pick up a beef and bring it home and put it on the grill and have dinner. But I want it to be more than dinner. I want it to be a meal. I want it to be a memory. And being able to come out here and look at this and know where exactly this beef is coming from, knowing the people that raised it, knowing that it's supporting the local community, and it's just here in our own backyard, and it's not going to any middlemen or getting shipped out of state. It's coming right from here to our restaurant, and that to me is incredibly important to be able to tell this story.
We think that people want to know where their food comes from, and this will allow ranchers to tell their story and promote their high quality product to the general public.
What we really wanted to help do is link some of the best producers in the world that are really right here in Montana with Montana consumers. And we have it all right here in Montana. We have the best ranchers in the world, we have feed yards here, and we have a lot of feed here. A lot of the feed that we feed to these cattle right now are coming right off the Yellowstone Valley. And to link that to Montana consumers through Montana restaurants and Montana retail is just really a win-win for everyone.
What a story we get to tell the people that walk into our door. Anytime somebody shows at your place, it's quite an honor, as soon as they walk in the door, and to be able to have such a cool story at such a cool time in the ag community. People are curious and able to give them the information and satisfy some of their curiosity, some of their questions.
I have always had a deep appreciation for where the food is coming from, what it's eating, where it's been, who's handled it. Be able to come out here from day one and be able to see that and really just get my hands on in the process. It's just been an incredible experience so far. To me, it's about telling the story and putting the story on the plate.
Being able to identify an animal to a specific ranch or an individual that it was raised, or a specific sire group through some of the purebred associations that we're partnering with.
Montana Stockgrowers Foundation is one of its sole purposes is to invest into the future of Montana through education, through leadership programs, and one thing that's very important is conservation. And we probably have one of the strongest conservation programs that recognizes excellent stewardship. These ranches, they have been practicing conservation long before we ever started talking about it. And we have members, their ranches have been here in Montana for over 100 years. And this program helps create the fundraising that we can to recognize those practices, to really not only recognize good ranches, but also be an educational piece for other ranches that are trying to improve what they do.
The foundation takes the money and they fund scholarships with it. They also fund programs through the Montana Stockgrowers Association, like the MBAR Academy. I think it's critically important that we spend money on these young people to develop their skill set so they can take over this industry as it continues to grow and thrive. We're excited about the future. We think that as this program develops and it becomes more widespread, more known, there'll be more retail outlets, restaurants, meat markets that'll be interested in partnering with us to expand this program.
To me, it's tremendously important, and I kind of look at it from a cooking standpoint. I try every single day to learn something new, and I try to pass that on to my cooks as well. Every day, learn something new. If you're not learning something, you should just give up. And I think by supporting this local foundation and supporting the local farmers and ranchers, that's really going to benefit local Montanans for years and years to come. The people that this is supporting grow up to continue the ranching and cattle industry, or maybe they become chefs, or maybe they just get a deeper appreciation from where their food comes from. Any one of those scenarios is nothing but a benefit to Montanans and local Montanans. I can't think of anything more that I want to be a part of than this.
Call the foundation and say, hey, I want to be involved. Or you call the Montana Stockgrowers Association and say, hey, I want to be involved. Or you go to the mtbeef.org and there's all the information right there at your fingertips. And one thing you're also going to find is there's a lot of information there about Montana ranching. And there's going to be a lot of information about, hey, what policy is affecting Montana ranches? And is there a drought support? Are there government supports for Montana ranchers? Because that is the sole reason Montana Stockgrowers Association and the Montana Stockgrowers Foundation exists, is to keep our Montana producers ranching for many generations into the future here in Montana.